The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Moscow, Russia, weighing 195 pounds, Sasha Darevko.
Welcome everyone to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Todd Kennelly, Johnny LaQuasto, Stu Stone. The revolution will in fact be televised as we see Sasha Darevko, the big chain wrestling Russian. But what we just saw, Footloose reunites tonight in our main event. Unreal.
It's going to be incredible. Sasha Darevko by himself.
His opponent from Hoboken, New Jersey, weighing 202 cans of bean, the Hobo.
For my money, Hobo just doesn't look right, guys, without that heritage title around his waist. Unsuccessful in regaining it in the boxcar brawl. He starts that long, hard road back to the top.
Let's not leave out the fact that he suffered a severe concussion in that match with Yuma. Probably shouldn't even be out here wrestling right now, but the man is so desperate. He's so desperate to get back on track, to get that Hobo train back on the tracks. This is against the doctor's orders.
Well, it certainly is. I mean, Hobo doesn't even remember that third sex factor that Johnny Yuma hit on that trash can receptacle, I guess we'll call it. But the Hobo's always been a fighting champion, and this is another great example.
It's certainly going to be a tough match back, a heck of a way to test yourself and your ability to return in there with Sasha Darevko, because he can cause a variety of damage. He can hurt you a whole lot of ways inside that squared circle.
You know, and Sasha Darevko, I mentioned earlier, he's out here by himself. The Revolution has not been on the same page. There's been a lot of tension here. You know, don't forget, Che Cabrera caused the loss versus Cold Cold World. So Sasha wanted to do it on his own here.
Well, we'll see if that pans out. And on the flip side, we touched on it. Todd Chandler, a man who was a loner, turned on his partner, and now as Darevko goes for the cover, apparently Footloose burying the hatchet, putting aside their differences, and amazingly, they've got a shot at the tag team titles later on tonight. I know Grandpa Choco very excited. I mean, he was beside himself in that interview.
Grandpa Choco is embarrassing.
How you like it, huh? How you like it?
But nonetheless, it's going to be an incredible main event. Vermin taking on Footloose for the tag team titles.
Match we never thought we'd see. And then next week, Steel Cage Warfare. James Morgan, Othello gonna go one-on-one in that cage to settle it once and for all.
And don't forget about tonight, Kevin Martinson has to put the television title on the line by the Marquez mandate. He's taking on Jacob Austin Young.
Action hotter than ever here on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And we've got a good one to kick things off. Competitive matchup between Darevko and the Hobo. Neither man getting the decisive advantage so far. Fundamental wrestling on display. Hobo can do that as well. Gets the headlock takeover, and he is controlling the action in the early going.
Well, you know, Todd, when you have to start back at square one, what do you do sometimes? You go back to basics. That's kind of what Hobo's doing here, working the headlock, and Sasha Darevko gets a bit of a reversal here, but you know, the Hobo's got a long road ahead of him, Stu.
The man whose drawing board is made out of cardboard. The Hobo went back to that drawing board, and look at this. Hobo having some fun in there with a man that is all but fun in Sasha Darevko.
Hobo so far, like never before, really putting his wrestling acumen on display, and it's perhaps you want to keep your enemies close. You don't want that distance where the Russian can start laying in the big bombs like he is right now, because again, we don't know if Hobo is 100%, although he's looking good right now, and if it ain't broke, why fix it? Takes him down with the headlock takeover yet again.
The Hobo does look great, but don't forget, when you're coming off a concussion, all it takes is one shot to the head and you could be out for good. That's the scary aspect.
I can't believe that this man's even in the ring wrestling with a concussion right now, but I guess doctor's orders. Does this man even have a doctor to get orders from? I guess he may have Obamacare.
Free clinic.
Well, Darevko, to your point, Johnny, he can dim your lights in a hurry. That's for sure. Hobo's been one step ahead of him thus far. Too much power by the big Russian, but Hobo digs down deep, gets him over with a hip toss, and follows it up nicely with a clothesline as the former Heritage champ starts to roll on down that track yet again.
And as much as we didn't like the conclusion, if you have not seen the boxcar brawl between Hobo and Yuma, it was an instant classic. Sign up for Patreon.com so you can see it. It was incredible. Unfortunately, Yuma is still the champion.
That was a war on the shore. Damn near went out to the shore. Here at the Ocean View Pavilion. Inside the building, outside the building is the Hobo now, shot after shot, trying to trade blows with the big Russian, and that might be a mistake as he sneaks in a little cheap shot there, and you can see the effects. Hobo, the eyes looking very strange. He's punching at Ghost. I think that injury really affecting him now.
Judging by the look on his face, he's got double vision here as Darevko hooks the leg.
I mean, usually the Hobo's got that look in his eye because he's been swallowing the old Listerine, but this is the result of a concussion. This is an actual medical reason for him to look so loopy.
And this is not the first concussion the Hobo has suffered in his life. Let's not even think about his life on the streets before he got here.
His whole life is one big concussion.
It really is.
Hobo's got a lot of cobwebs in that head right now. Gonna have to try and clear him, but this isn't gonna do him any favors. The big Russian with a variation of the sleeper hold on, making the Hobo carry his own body weight as well as that of the Russian, who could put him away with this. But Hobo, really a suicide type move there, because that is gonna have some big impact on his cranium as well.
He had to break the hold somehow, and he ended up using the head. Not a great option, but the only option.
Well, if Hobo sees three Darevkos, hit the one in the middle, Hobo. Trying to get things turned around. Back to his feet, quickens the pace, sunset flip. And Darevko rolls through in another wide open shot. Darevko is a beast.
Wow, look at him hitting him with that hard right. Call him Soda Popinski right now, this Russian. Throwing him hard right now.
He's got him punch drunk, that is for sure. And with that haircut, he's looking a little more like Bald Bull.
Hobo fighting desperately here. Let us not forget that chain is right there in the corner. Darevko.
Oh, wow.
No.
What a shot. And Hobo, luckily, over to the ropes. If Darevko goes for the pin, Hobo might be able to reach out. But if it wasn't for that, I think this thing would have been over.
It might be, Todd. The referee's checking up on him here. And
do not adjust your set, folks. That is the ugly face of a professional athlete. The Hobo.
Sense of urgency now by Darevko. He knows he's got Hobo in trouble. And guys, what would a victory over a former longtime Heritage champ do for the career of Darevko? A rude awakening here for the Hobo. The reverse neck breaker, Darevko might make it come to fruition.
Hey, if Darevko can win this, the Revolution is certainly televised. Doing it without Che Cabrera, I mean, this would be an incredible win for him.
Hey man, Sasha going to the top rope. We've not seen him do this before.
I think Lennon rolling over in his tomb.
Hobo rolling over just in time. No water in the pool.
It's now time for the Hobo to take advantage. Beautiful back body drop. Here we go.
That Hobo train derailed momentarily throughout this matchup because of the power of the Russian, but it's back on track now, and that train keeps a rolling.
Darevko is dizzy, to say the least, trying to fight out here.
Jockeying for position. He who strikes last might strike best in this one. Hobo saw it coming that time, gets him up. Street Preacher, testify indeed, hook of the leg, and a gutsy performance, and a big win.
Your winner of the match, the Hobo.
Hobo pulled that one out of nowhere. Hobo back in his winning ways, and good to see.
Starts climbing that ladder back up, talking about climbing the ladder. How about Footloose? They're back. Will they make history and become tag team champions in our main event? The TV title on the line as well. Fans will be back as Championship Wrestling from Hollywood rages on.